Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Coach Clayton with Upper Class Sports back here with another video for you. Today we're going to be going over 5 things for bullpen day. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, guys, so tip number 1 is just understanding a bullpen. So what is a bullpen? A bullpen is where pitchers go to work on their pitches. This is the place where we get to work on the things that we can't do in a game, because in the game it's just reaction and feel. In the bullpen is where we get to actually feel the mound, and we get to work on our mechanics and work on our different pitches. In the bullpen, it's not just getting up on the mound and just throwing. In the bullpen, it's actually working and having a thought process going into what we're actually doing. So to understand what a bullpen is feeling the mound, working on our pitches, and preparing ourselves for the live game. Now, there's a couple different philosophies with bullpenning. One of them is do it game speed. Do it exactly like you would do it in a game. Let's go 100% and let's just blow through our bullpen. Second philosophy is don't do that. Go about 70% and just work on feeling the mound, feeling your mechanics, and making sure every single part is perfect. Which one do you want to go with? Personal preference. I personally would go with feeling the mound, feeling your mechanics, making sure everything's lined up and perfect, versus just going 100%, kind of like a bull in a china shop, just trying to get through the pitches and not really focused work on what we need to work on in the bullpen. So personal preference, whatever you want to do. A lot of people like game speed. A lot of people like to slow it down to actually work on things. It's personal preference, whichever one works for you. All right, so the second thing we need to be thinking about when we're in our bullpen is this is our place and our time to work on something. When you're in the bullpen, pick something to work on. Today I'm going to work on making sure I stick my front side on that glove. Today I'm going to work on using my lower half and pushing off that big toe and making sure I'm using my lower half when I pitch. We do not want to jump on the mound in a bullpen and just throw. A lot of times we get up onto the mound and we start throwing and we're not really working on anything. We're just kind of throwing pitches, figuring we're in the bullpen, that's working on something. No, we need to come in here and be ready to work on something, to try to fix something, fix a flaw, or add something that we didn't have before. All right, so the third thing that we need to be thinking about when we're in the bullpen is we need to have a plan. You need to have a routine. Something that when you get in here, you know exactly what you're doing, your plan of attack. A lot of times I'll go up to kids and I'll be like, hey, how many pitches have you thrown? 10? Okay, have you thrown any breaking balls? No. It's all fastballs. And I'm like, well, when are you going to throw your breaking ball? Oh, I didn't know I could. It's your bullpen. Understand that. It is your bullpen. This is for you. It's not for the coach. It's for the player. So get up on the mound in your bullpen and have a plan. Have a routine, something that you do every single time to make sure you're hitting every single thing you need to work on. You should be on the mound, a couple fastballs. All right, now I'm going to work on my breaking ball. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and work on my changeup. Have a plan. How many of each are you going to throw? How many do you need to be ready for when you go into the game? This is your place to work on something, and if you're not up here with a plan or you don't have a routine, you're just going through the motions. And going through the motions is not a good thing when we're working on our bullpen, because this is supposed to be work. We don't want to go through the motions when we're trying to be working on something. So make sure you're working on all the pitches in your arsenal, not just your fastball. And a lot of times we get into that mode, just fastball, 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 and there's more to pitching than just your fastball, or at least there should be. So have a plan, decide what you're going to do, and then go execute it in your bullpen. A little tip, we need to be working on more than just down the middle. A lot of times, get in the bullpen, it's just middle, 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 middle. And that's not working on anything, because we don't want to leave balls over the middle of the plate during the game, so we need to have our catchers moving in and out. So we should be telling our catcher, hey, this one's going to be away. Hey, we're doing breaking balls, but I'm not just throwing a get-me-over breaking ball. I'm going to do that, but I'm also going to be working on 0-2s. I'm also going to climb the ladder with my fastball. I'm going to hit all 4 corners of the strike zone. We need to be working on something and having a plan every single time we step in a bullpen. All right, so number 4, it's not actually something you do in a bullpen. This is if you do not have access to a bullpen, which a lot of people, they don't. They just have their backyard and they don't have a mound in the backyard, or they just have a grass field or something, or they have the street. That's where my brother and I played catch at. We played catch in the middle of the street. If you don't have access to a bullpen, flat grounds are great. Doing a flat ground, working on your mechanics, making sure we're doing everything correctly is a good alternative to a bullpen. This doesn't mean just do flat grounds and totally neglect bullpens. You still need to try to find a way to get some bullpen time, but if you absolutely cannot, flat grounds will do the trick for now. Also, you don't have a catch partner? Okay, that's fine. Towel drills is a great alternative. Towel drills can get you the same results as working on a bullpen or a flat ground. It's just using a towel. You don't have a partner for that? That's okay, grab a trash can. Now you can still do your towel drills, reaching out in front, hitting a trash can. There's no excuse for why you can't get your work in on a daily basis. All right, guys, the 5th thing to be thinking about is have a batter stand in there. If you can have a batter stand in during your bullpen, now it's simulating more like a game. He doesn't have to swing, he can just be in there, just getting his timing down, but at least now you have something standing in there, because a lot of times we throw in a bullpen, we get comfortable. There's nobody standing in there, we have no fear of hitting anybody. But when we get into a game, now all of a sudden there's a batter in there. And so we kind of freak out a little bit, and that's when we have flaws in our mechanics because we start overdoing things. So if you can have a batter stand in there during your bullpen to help simulate what a game is going to be like, 2 birds, 1 stone. The hitter gets work, seeing and recognizing and reading pitches, and you get work pitching and feeling a batter be up there. So tip number 5, if you can, try to have a batter stand in there. It's a great way to feel closer to what a live game is going to feel like. All right, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys found this video helpful, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to comment down below and let us know if you learned anything new from this video. Don't forget to also follow us on Instagram at UC Sports. Thanks guys, have a good one.